Okay, so we've all heard the story of the boy who cried wolf, right? But what if we looked at it a little differently? What if we treated it like a case study in how societies work? Today, we're going to do just that. We're going to break down this old fable to get at a really powerful lesson about trust. It all kicks off with these two simple words. But this isn't just some random shout. Oh no, this is the start of a social experiment, a game cooked up by a bored kid with consequences he could have never, ever imagined. So let's set the scene. You've got this young shepherd, he's out there all by himself, and he's bored out of his mind. And then you have the village, a whole community of people who are totally ready to drop everything and help him out. The whole system, right from the start, is balanced on one single thing. They believe him. Now what this boy does next, it isn't just a silly prank. If you really look at it, it's a calculated move. He's figured out a way to game the system, all for his own entertainment. He yells wolf, and what do you know? It works. The villagers, worried about him and their sheep, they drop what they're doing and come running. And for the boy, it's an instant reward. His boredom is gone, and he probably feels pretty powerful. But for the villagers, it's a total waste of time and energy, all thanks to a lie. So here's where it gets really interesting. He doesn't just do it once. Nope. He realizes he's stumbled onto a kind of formula, a system he can use to get attention whenever he wants. Let's actually break down how it works. The formula is pretty straightforward. First, you start with the trust that's already there. Second, you cash in that trust for a quick hit of attention. And third, you just do it again. But in doing that, he's making a huge and ultimately fatal assumption that trust is some kind of infinite resource. But here's the absolute core lesson of the entire story. Trust is not infinite, not even close. Think of it like a bank account. With every single lie, that boy is making a withdrawal, and his credibility balance is dropping way faster than he thinks. So the very first time he cries wolf, you can see here, belief is at 100%. Why wouldn't it be? They have no reason to doubt him. They rush to help. The system works just like it's supposed to. But after that first lie, look at that drop. Belief just plummets. Now, for the first time, there's doubt. The next time they hear that cry, they're going to hesitate. Is it real this time, or is it just another game?
And after he does it a few more times, well, he's pretty much destroyed his own credibility. The villagers' belief is basically at zero. He has literally trained them, conditioned them to assume he's lying. He taught them not to believe a word he says.
And this is where the story pivots. The little experiment of his is about to become horribly real. The game is over, and reality is about to come crashing down. This is the exact moment his system of lies collides head-on with the real world. The very thing he was pretending to see is now right there, a real threat to his sheep and to him. He uses the exact same words, wolf, wolf, but everything's different this time. It's not a cry for attention anymore. It's a desperate, genuine plea for help. The problem is, for the villagers down in the valley, the signal sounds exactly the same as all the noise he's been making. And this says it all, doesn't it? The number of people who responded? 0. A big, fat 0. A stark, absolute, and tragic result. His credibility was so completely gone that even his honest truth was worthless. So what was the final bill for his little game? It wasn't just a few annoyed villagers. The cost was real, it was tangible, and it was devastating. He lost the sheep, the very thing he was supposed to be protecting. This chart just lays it out perfectly. The lie? It got him a short-term gain, a little bit of fun. But the long-term cost was a total wipeout of his credibility. And that meant when he finally told the truth, he was left completely helpless. So the very system he built to get attention became the exact same system that sealed his fate. So what's the big takeaway here? It's actually really simple, but it's also incredibly profound. Lying is never a free move. It always has a cost, because it chips away at the trust that holds things together. And once that trust is gone, well, good luck getting it back. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. In our world today, with so much information and misinformation flying around, credibility has never been more valuable. This ancient story is a timeless reminder, isn't it? It makes you ask, what happens when you desperately need people to believe you, but you've already taught them not to?